at the end of days. The first sign shall appear in the heavens. Justice shall fall upon the world of men. The armies of light and shadow will clash across the fields of eternity. Are you all right, my girl?
It was nothing, Uncle. Just a bad dream. We should be getting you home.
But there's still work to be done. If these translations are correct, the powers of hell could already be on the move. The world must be told of the coming darkness. You do believe me, don't you, Leah? It has begun.
Leave it, Uncle! It's not important!
Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here, and I just recently realized that I never made any videos for Diablo 3, which was one of my most played games for PS3 and PS4. You can see I've played through all these characters here, at least some. But what I'm going to do here is show the first 15 minutes or so of a Necromancer game. The Necromancer is a relatively new character that was available through DLC, which was just on sale, and I just bought it. So here we go, the first 15 minutes or so of the game on normal difficulty with the Necromancer. And yeah, I really like this game. You can play solo, you can play co-op online or local co-op. It's a lot of fun, and if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it.
All that grows must also wither and die. What dies and rots will then nourish the living. This is the great cycle of being, and we, the priests of Rathma, use our dark art to protect it. Though most do not understand us, we go where we are needed. My master has learned that a star fell in the west, drawing the dead from their graves. He commands me to journey to Tristram and return them to their rest. For if the cycle is not upheld, it would mean the end of all things. I am near the fallen star, and the dead it raised.
So here we are at the beginning, and all I have available to me right now is a very basic attack with X. It looks like the Necromancer's X attack is spikes that pop up out of the ground in a small area of attack, which is kind of cool. But as you go along, you unlock other powers.
I have come to aid these lands. Where is the fallen star?
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
We can't open the gates until we drive them back.
I'll unlock a few powers here as I go through this first 15 minutes or so. You eventually unlock more powers than you can actually use, and also variations of those powers.
I've never seen anyone fight like that before. Guards, open the gates. You'll find Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
So I just unlocked an extra power there, the Bone Spear.
Zakharum has fallen to disgrace. What faith can save us now? It is the end of the world. Can't you see that?
Are you Leah? Did you survive the fallen star?
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but... Watch out! The wounded are turning!
This is killing business.
The dead will overwhelm us all, unless something is done.
Yes. That is why I am here.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do.
16 militiamen went out. Only Rumford came back. How could that help us?
We never should have built on this cliff.
I will bring peace to the risen dead.
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
I have experience in these matters.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors.
They're attacking the barricades!
So there's the Bone Spear, another long-range attack.
That's one of the wretched mothers. There are more of them in the ruins down the road.
Most of your attacks will use your essence, which is that kind of orb in the lower left-hand corner, and your basic attack will replenish your essence. You can see it goes down when I use the Bone Spear, and then goes back up a little bit when I use the spikes. Some things in this game are a little bit randomized, like this cellar, for instance, may or may not be open when you come through. There's cellars and I think some wells and caves and things throughout this first area that are sometimes accessible and sometimes not.
Father would take pride in this.
Okay, so I've unlocked another active skill. This one will replace my original basic skill, the bone spikes, with the grim scythe. So we'll check that out. You can change these powers anytime you want once you have them unlocked. There I have some little bit of armor. That's actually pretty good armor, but this is one of those games where you get a lot of loot and you'll be changing, especially early on, you'll be changing your armor and your weapons fairly frequently. Okay, there's the scythe. So it's not as much of a ranged attack. It's more of a kind of a roundhouse area of attack that's centered on you instead of being able to project it outwards like the spikes. But like the spikes, it will replenish your essence. The bone spear definitely does a lot more damage.
While exploring a cave with hopes of finding hidden treasure, I came upon a most grisly sight. A heap of dead bodies. Unbelievably, as I was searching them for any items of value, they began to rise. I must tell them of this in New Tristram before it's too late.
Here's another open cellar that won't necessarily be open when you play. I won't spend any time in there, but yeah, it's just another kind of randomly open, closed thing.
Old Tristram. Diablo once walked these lands. My essence is too low.
Okay, so we've killed all the wretched mothers and the wretched queen, and now we have a fast travel waypoint here back to New Tristram.
I promised Marco I'd protect him, and now he's dead. Thank you for your help, but could you talk some sense into Leah? She won't give up on the idea of rescuing her uncle.
Interesting. If he lives, his knowledge could prove useful. I have trained well.
Okay, now I have another active skill that will be assigned to the square button, the corpse explosion.
I will help you find your uncle, Leah.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to Adria's hut. The key must still be there.
So now I have this character following me.
Here, let me open the gate. Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
Did you know your father?
That was the corpse explosion.
He was lost when Tristram fell to the demons.
So yeah, sometimes you'll have these companions that follow you based on where you are in the story, and then other times there are some other characters you meet that you can kind of trade in and out whenever you want to tailor it to your play style.
Look, a hidden cellar. Follow me.
Dark magic lingers here.
People said she was a witch, but I never believed it. Captain Dalton! Here's the key, and my mother's journal. What I've seen of it is disturbing. I want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
Leave that to me. You'd best stay and learn what you can.
Thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
Not enough essence.
Okay, I don't want to show much more of this. I just wanted to show the very beginning of the game with the Necromancer, because this is one of my most played games of the last 2 generations, and I realized I hadn't made any videos for it, so here you go. I'll make a few more. I think I'll show some of my other characters in different areas of the world at higher difficulty levels. So if this looks interesting, check those out. But meanwhile, thanks for watching.